Me? Welcome back to Stream of Consciousness, everybody. I am Joey Flashcards Stout, and this is Joel Peanut Butter Jelly Sandwich Cox.
I haven't had one of those in a long time.
I eat a lot of peanut butter jelly. Actually, you know what? I did a lot of peanut butter and Nutella. Because Nutella's... Oh, what? You do not just badmouth Nutella.
What's it made out of?
Nutella?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Deliciousness and
Hazelnut.
chocolate.
Don't like hazelnuts.
You know what? I don't like hazelnut in coffee and stuff, but I love Nutella. Hazelnut's not my favorite flavor of mostly anything, but chocolate is. And so Nutella is a da bomb. I would literally sit there and eat Nutella with a spoon. I eat Nutella like ice cream. I love it. So good. Joel, this is actually turning into the drinking day episode.
Yes, it is.
Everybody already knows at this point, we record a lot of our episodes all lumped into one day. We did a live episode today. We've done a handful of just audio episodes.
2 audio and 1 live. This
yes.
is number 4 of the day.
And I have put away several drinks in the process, and I was doing beer, and I just now switched over to vodka instead. And you know what they say, Joel? Beer before liquor, never been sicker. Liquor before beer, poker in the rear. So I am now. We're gonna test it. I am giving you a no barf guarantee during the show, though.
There's a podcast I listened to.
Where somebody threw up in the middle of it?
No. It's called Half Hour Happy Hour. They're actually 45 minutes, but that's part of the joke. But they do a thing called Drunksmith.
Happy hour, in reality, 2 hours long typically. Drunksmith. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So they do the 12 days of Drunksmith, where they take a day, they run out of space, they give the audience the address, and they just deliver stuff to them. So every episode they drink. So by episode 12, they're pretty sloshed.
That's the way to do it. Because episode 1, I had a couple beers, and it was just me drinking a beer on the show. It really wasn't anything. And my tolerance is pretty high. So episode 2, I got a little more. And now, I'm starting to just now. And really, I got a little bit of a buzz. Not even a buzz, just more of probably halfway through the show, a lot of my words are going to come out. So
we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start saying "dude" a lot. I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna get halfway through a sentence and forget what I'm talking about.
So from now on, this timer.
Oh, we might have company
at 2 minutes. You know what's funny? I started the timer as soon as they walked in the door.
Nice.
And who do we have here?
They're not even. They don't want any part of this yet.
There's also might be a puppy here.
Did they bring a dog?
Yeah, I believe they brought Bongo.
All right.
We're waiting patiently as our guests come in the door. Jonas said he was going to try and come in quietly, but I told him he didn't have to bother.
Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, there's a dog.
Bongo!
Joel, there's a dog in there.
Yes, Bongo.
Hi.
We've got a dog here. First dog on the show.
This is definitely going to hinder the process.
Hey. You can talk.
Come on in.
Hey, buddy. How's my favorite dog?
Welcome to the show, Jonah. Did you bring your beautiful wife?
Yes.
More importantly, welcome to the show, Bongo.
More importantly, Bongo, you've been upstaged by a dog.
Bongo's in the house.
This is an audio show, so they can't even see the dog.
He's cute, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Totally adorbs.
Kind of looks like a cow a little bit.
Slightly.
This is black and white.
You can take your coat
This
off.
is
You're going to be here for a while.
This is a drunk episode. We are all drinking during the episode.
Very
Would you like a Dos Equis?
Later. Thank you.
Okay. I'm trying to be a good host. Later today, folks, there will be a Super Bowl party. You're not invited because my apartment is small.
Previously today, they can't be invited because this won't air until after Super Bowl.
That's right. So there was a Super Bowl party. I'm sorry you couldn't make it. The invitation got lost in the mail.
Yeah, we time travel in this show a lot.
Yep.
I invited 15 people.
Now it's an orgy.
Whoa.
I'm saying if everybody takes their pants off, but...
Oh, really?
I have a
orgy.
pants-on rule.
Here we go. It's a good thing this is a visual
You
show.
and your rules.
Or audio show, rather.
Right. You do have your... The pants are coming off. Whoa.
Oh,
you can ask questions after you take your pants off.
Sorry. And also in the room, we have Laura.
Hi.
All right.
Settle
That's
up
fine.
and talking to a microphone. We actually don't even have a subject yet. So far, the show has been absolutely nothing except for hello and there's a dog. That's
We
it.
talked about
There is a dog.
we talked about a show that does a thing called Drunksmith, where they have one up. They shoot 12 episodes in a single day, and every episode they drink. So by day 12, they're pretty sloshed.
I may be a few beers into the show,
Ah.
so maybe.
Well,
There's
I mean,
Dos Equis in the deep freeze. There's vodka and that whiskey I told you about on
And
the
there's more
table.
vodka also.
Oh.
And there's ice in the freezer.
okay.
And there's Pepsi and there's grape soda.
I
I'm
might
digging
help
your hat,
myself,
by
and
the
I'll
way.
be back in a minute.
Good.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I think some guy pulling into the Aldi's parking lot when I pulled out was complimenting me on my hat from his car, which confused the heck out of me because I was like, why is he pointing at his head and trying to mouth something to me? Am I in the wrong spot? Am I trying to go out the wrong way? I have no idea what's going on. And like 5 minutes later it occurred, maybe he noticed
What
that.
level of creepiness is this?
For the audio listeners at home, Laura's wearing a cute hat that has a dog face on it.
Yes.
I love
I wasn't doing this.
For the audio listeners at home,
Fighting
Yeah, no. I think that was a how much for the both of us.
would you like to take a seat and talk in the microphone?
Yeah, jump in.
Oh man, I got nothing to say at the
Fancy
moment.
equipment. No, that's all right. We'll come up with something.
Yeah. So, I'd like to point out that I built some furniture yesterday.
Not like you went to IKEA and bought furniture and then put it. You didn't assemble. You like literally crafted your
No,
own
I went
furniture
to
like you were
Home
in
Depot
Minecraft.
And bought 14 2x2s by 8 foot and 5 1x12s by 8 foot. And I borrowed my dad's reciprocating saw, and I built my own cabinetry for my kitchen.
It looks good.
Impressive.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah. The cuts didn't look too good, but
No, we were talking about, and I started getting into this. That's what I forgot that I was telling you before the show. You and I were talking about literally building our own arcade machine.
yes.
And I found a few things that I want to forward to you. That some joysticks and stuff like that we can, because we're gonna build. What's this thing called? Some kind of pie.
Retro pie.
Retro pie. We're gonna you're gonna do all the electronic part. I'm gonna build the actual framing.
And you do all the framing, all the stuff that I can't do.
And basically, what I'm gonna get like an old TV or something. That'll work for you.
Yeah, you can do that, or,
We'll
you
discuss
can do monitor, doesn't matter.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, I do like doing DIY stuff, but anything that needs a finished look is not my department.
No, and I will take care of all the framing and the building and the crafting of. And I've got some really great ideas. But a friend of, weirdly enough, my brother, I had to help him move a mattress, so we had to take a mattress from my sister's place to
Got a story.
to his friend's house. So we take the mattress there, and we start talking and about like my brother used to fix pinball machines. So I mentioned that I want to build this arcade machine, just the framing and stuff, and you were going to do all the rest of it. It just so turns out his friend who we took the mattress to happens to have done the exact same thing we're already talking about. He hasn't, but he actually bought he bought an old Golden Tee machine, and he told me that there's a piece you can buy it's like it's joysticks and the buttons, and it has the little the marble or the wheel or the ball or whatever you want to call it, because it's Golden Tee.
Well, there's different things you can do. You can buy your own joysticks. You can build your own joysticks. You can buy the ball so you can do the rolly games. So it's all up to what kind of games you want to play and what you want to do as to what kind of control you have. If you want to build a 4-player, like Simpsons type controller, you can do that. But mind you, it's going to be about, on average about $20 per control setup, on average.
Sounds well worth it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What's the
And
dog's
Bon-
name again? Bongo?
Bongo.
And Bongo's back.
You can play them.
Yep.
How do we decide on the name Bongo?
The shelter totally named him because he likes to stand up and put his paws on your leg, like he's playing the bongo drums.
That's fine.
So they named him, and he
No food in here,
responded,
Bongo.
and we
Sorry.
loved it. That being said, your kitchen floor is going to be so clean when we left, covered with a nice couture veneer of dog slaughter.
That's fine.
That's how filthy your floor
I
is.
tried.
If the dog licked it clean.
I tried cleaning it a little bit because I realized, oh crap, I've not cleaned my floor in a while. I should probably do that.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter how clean a floor is. He will find things, and he will clean up.
So
Well, hopefully he's not allergic to Clorox because I Clorox wipe the floor a little bit. So I'm sorry if your dog gets sick.
So
I'll
why are you
pay
trying
any-
to poison our dog?
I didn't expect your dog to like a Clorox. It smells like Clorox. So
he's finding little crunchy things. He's happy. I don't know what those are.
I don't know what those things are either. I thought I got all that stuff.
You're right. That's on him. That is on him.
Joel's to blame for everything today.
So it's funny you mentioned the arcade machines. My buddy Ted and I had breakfast yesterday. Once every 3 to 4 months, maybe a year and a half, we decided, hey, we should do breakfast. We haven't talked to each other in a while. So we go down to the waterfront, we go to Eden Park, and get the buffet. Because it's all you can eat. Which means...
Because it's a buffet, so of course that's where you went.
So of course I get a pound of bacon, I get half a pound of hash browns, quarter pound of eggs, I get a separate plate for my waffle, and my hash brown, and my pancakes. And it's a good old time. So apparently...
Here's the 4 basic food groups in Joel's world. Beans, bacon, lard, and grape soda.
And cheese.
No.
Don't forget how much he loves cheese.
I love cheese so much. Let me count the ways. Cricket, cricket, cricket. So, my buddy Ted, his boss had some arcade machines, and they weren't working. So I said, I'll take a look at it. So he takes the case off the computer, off the thing, and there's an old Dell computer in the one case. Apparently the CMOS battery went dead, and because it lost its settings, it couldn't reboot. Pops the battery in it, good to go. Had this bowling game. I wonder what's wrong. Pops the case, small HP computer inside. CMOS battery died. Popped in the battery, back to normal.
Sea Monster battery dead, so you put a boot on it.
So basically, he replaced
I'm
the
just
batteries.
translating for everybody who doesn't
He
speak
basically
computer.
replaced some batteries and the arcade machines worked again. Because they're all just olden computers, which is hilarious.
Okay.
And then he pointed out, you realize I can replace both of those with a thing the size of a credit card to do the same exact thing it's doing now?
That's crazy how all the technology has like come back around and like all this stuff, and like retro is huge now. Like everything is really like, even like when you get into like okay, so like there's like, you go back to all the old video games, like the Mario games and the Sega games and all that stuff. Like, my kids now are really hyped up about that. And games today, like, I've never really been a gamer. Like, it's just not my thing. And mostly it's just because I don't have time for it, and the kids are always kind of bogarting the TV. But I've recently kind of got back into video games. I was just telling you that I started playing Borderlands. And I like Borderlands. Borderlands is cool, but I just before that was playing Tomb Raider, and I loved Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was an awesome game. Borderlands, cool game, good enough. I'm not going to get obsessed with it. Tomb Raider, I couldn't put it down. But like, so
See, for me, Prince of Persia was my game.
I haven't played that one yet, but I'll put that on. I played the Deadpool game, and I'm embarrated to say I did not like it. I thought the Deadpool game was
Do you remember the
garbage.
Spider-Man game from college that we played that was horrible?
Yes, and I killed it. I loved that game.
I hated that game.
But now, like, my kids, like, all this, like, new technology in these games, and you play these games, and you're, like, literally controlling a movie. Like, you're no longer playing a video game. You are playing a movie.
So,
it's unbelievable. They love the old retro games more. They like going back and playing Mario and 16-bit and all that stuff more than they like playing these new, fun, crazy games.
So about 5 months ago, so Castle Wolfenstein is a game that's been around since like 1993. It was the first person shooter for computer, and it was fucking amazing.
We played a lot of that.
I played a lot of those games up till about 2003 when I was in college. Well, some other games came out, but I didn't have a machine at the time to play the games. I'm like, I want to see the cutscenes. So on YouTube, there are people who go through the game, record all the cutscenes, edit them together like a movie, and you basically can watch the game without playing it. It was about 5 or 6 hours.
That's how I started playing Deadpool, because I watched it on YouTube and I went, this looks amazing. And it wasn't.
So I watched Wolfenstein, I watched the Dead Space trilogy, because I started the game, never finished it. I watched it with a couple other ones. I'm like, this is amazing. The cutscenes are so good. And most of them were done in real time now, because back in the old days, they had to render them, put them on the CD or whatever, and play them. Now they just render it on the fly. Like, that's how far we...
Have they made a new Castlevania game?
I don't know.
Is there like an updated version of
Probably.
that? Like, that feels like one of those games. Like
The last time I checked...
There were a couple, and I don't know. I feel like there's a new one coming out or just came out last year, but I can't remember.
Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2014.
There should be some sort of like like when you go on Netflix, like there's a ranking, there's like a 5-star system. There's got to be something somewhere where you can check into video games and see like different rate and not even like here's what I like is like Netflix tells me what movie is suitable for me. Like when you go on Netflix and I go on Netflix, if you watch a lot of like say horror movies and I watch a lot of action movies, it's going to recommend different things for us. They should have something where you can start like with video games where you can pick and choose the games that you've played that you like and rate them, and then some sort of algorithm that then in turn tells you which game is most recommended for you. You should make an app, Joel.
I don't make apps anymore.
Billionaires.
Do you know how much trauma I had from the last time I tried to make an app?
I only want 60% of the cut.
There is an app for that, and it's called Friends.
No, I don't like Friends.
Yeah, friends suck.
That's like you got to be social and stuff.
Exactly.
I like to do all the talking. I don't want anybody talking back at me. I like to control the conversation. I like.
The last 3 video games that I got into, though, was because my one friend said, "You need to play this. I'm going to force you to play this right now. Play it in front of me. Have fun." And I'm like, all right.
That feels kind of
skeptical
creepy.
face. And then I totally got it.
Was it a hostage situation? Did you have to chew your way out of like leather straps to get away from that? Which I'm not knocking that. That sounds fun too.
I basically had to gently wiggle my way out of my friend laying on me until I started playing the game, so it's not that bad.
What games did you play?
She foisted Don't Starve on me, and I don't know if you guys have played that. It's just like
I have
kind of
that
a
one.
open
You've
world
told me about it.
survival thing.
Okay.
And it has some graphics a little bit like Edward Gorey, so I kind of like the dark, kind of noir aesthetic to it. But it's still cartoony. So
You
it's
say
fine.
great words like Noiri.
Laura's
I like
really
that.
smart. I feel dumb when I talk to Laura sometimes.
You were really, yeah,
No.
you were overemphasizing. This is like, you know how like whenever you were in high school and the teacher was like, I'm going to grade on a curve, but like you had the one really smart kid in class and you were like, God, I hate Dylan. Like that's kind of like, that's what you're doing to
No.
the show right now is you're making us sound stupid. Or
Laura
we
should be-
sound plenty stupid enough on our own.
Laura should be
though.
an NPR, not stream of consciousness.
You're
But
right.
the thing is,
No,
I was
but we
always
appreciate
smart
that.
enough in high school to keep my mouth shut and never answer questions.
No. Step the bar up for us. Yeah, we like a challenge.
Jono, would you rather be on NPR or stream of consciousness right now?
This is
No,
great.
keep in mind that you are already on Stream of Consciousness while you answer this question.
What's NPR?
Neil Patrick
No.
Harris.
No,
Yeah.
National Public Radio? Is
Yes.
that-
It's national. Yes, National Public Radio. It's not so public anymore. They're doing commercials.
Ugh.
Net
Guess,
neutrality.
guess that model doesn't really work then. I knew those tote bags were overpriced.
All right, what other games did you play?
She foisted RimWorld on me. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about that.
RimWorld sounds like a really bad porno.
Doesn't it, though?
Exactly.
No, it's kind of got all those classic 8-bit graphics, like you have just like these little tiny 8-bit people wandering around on the screen doing chaotic things, and you're trying to, I don't know, it's kind of a base builder sort of thing, and I haven't figured out all the controls yet. And then another one they foisted on me was called Besieged, which is a constructor game where you build a siege engine, and then you see how many people and structures you can take out with it. That one's fun.
Yeah, that's your
I
type
used
of
to-
game.
Anything
I used to
that
play a
lights
game called
things on fire, I'm good with.
I used to play a game called Dungeon Siege, where you can actually build your own castles. And I used to take my computer down to the front desk when I worked at the front desk, and I used to sit there playing the game. And they had hounds you could put in for attacking people. So anytime my castle got overrun, they'd be like, "Release the hounds!" Hit the button, the dogs run out, people get mauled. I'd cheer.
Wow, that's super morbid. I'm like,
My
really?
castle, get out! You're not invited.
I can see it was like a Mr. Burns.
I don't
and-
think I want to record this
30
show in your
years.
place anymore.
Well, I already brought the first hound.
Can we meet like a more of like a neutral environment, somewhere I feel safe, like a Starbucks? Can we start doing this at like somewhere that you know?
I don't think
in the
I don't
public.
think they'd allow us to put this giant blue screen up.
I have a very specific like set of rules that I want. Like when I play a video game, because I'm getting off the whole frightened captive hostage thing that you got going on over there. But when I play a video game, am I though? Because I didn't check the locks on the door. But I mean,
They lock from the
This
inside.
is like one of those movies. This is like Saw. Like this is like one of those things where like you. This is Hotel California where you can come in but you can't get out now. Like I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't
This
feel
is a small
safe.
apartment. I can't really do that. I can let the first 5 people.
I just want to point out that there's plastic tarps everywhere right now. And the last
right,
time,
Dexter?
every movie I've ever seen with plastic tarps, somebody dies.
But they're not on the floor. They're on the walls. I gotta clean this carpet. I'm not gonna kill you in here.
I don't know what kind of crazy situation you have
I was
going
like,
on.
kill in the bathroom. There's no carpet to clean.
You see, like,
You have
Clorox
thought
in it,
that
I'm
through
pretty sure.
just slightly too much. Back to video games because I feel safer now talking about that because I'm slightly terrified. Like I have a set of, like I want, if I play a video game, it very specifically has to have a beginning, a middle, and end. Like I don't want to play a game that just goes on and on. Like Minecraft, I know it's huge and I know a lot of people love Minecraft. I could not play Minecraft because you start the game and you just can play until you go, I want to do something else. Like you just play until it's time for a bathroom break or until your brain goes insane. Like I don't want that. I like a game that you can start, you play through, and when you get to the end, you get like some rolling credits or something to that effect, or like you get to 100% and the game is over. Like I can't play games. Skyrim, even though like I heard that I didn't start playing it, but it's like one of the big ones where I know my kids are playing a lot of this with it, where it's like you could start now and you will never ever end the game. Like
Well, you
just
can
play,
in the game.
Well, I guess technically you can, but like it's got like this almost infinite
Open
play level.
It's an open world.
Right,
It's
and
lovely though.
and same with what's the other one that Overwatch. Overwatch is huge in my house. Overwatch is on all the time.
Overwatch is just death matches. It's not like the
See,
storyline.
well, and like when I was younger, I liked that. Like that Overwatch is the modern day Mortal Kombat.
No.
It in a manner.
Mortal Kombat is a
you
one-on-one.
you fight. Well, I mean, okay, but it's modern day. They've updated
It's a
the
modern
process
day
of it.
It's a modern day first person shooter.
Okay,
That's
but Mortal Kombat was like the first, like maybe
Yeah.
not the first, but it was one of the first games
Mortal
where.
Kombat, the matches only lasted like 90 seconds maximum.
Okay, well this is just a longer version of that though. It's like a 20-minute match instead of a 90-second match.
Yeah, but like you've got teams. It's more than like it's one-on-one.
But
Not like
it's an infinite play. And at some point in my life, and I don't know where it was, where I went from like, oh no more Mortal Kombat. Now I'm a strictly Double Dragon kind of guy. Like I want to be able to get to an end of the game, and I want to be able to know that I completed or I got 100%, or I'm fine with like all the extra additional,
So-
side missions or whatever.
Are you an achievement whore?
Am I gonna what?
Are you an achievement whore?
No. No, well, yes and no. When I play a game, I don't need to win all of the trophies,
So-
but I need to find all of like the basic elements of it. Like I need to get from beginning to end. And it depends on the
So-
game. Like I have like a certain level where I go, okay, it's got to stop eventually.
A game that we both love and dear, and if anything, in college, I can understand you saying you're not being allowed to leave.
Okay.
You know what game I'm talking about?
There was a couple games.
Castlevania.
But Castlevania has an end. Like you get to the end of
But
Castlevania and you're done.
once you beat Dracula, whoever the main bad guy is, you only get 50% of the castle. So, my question to you is, are you happy with 50%? Or would you have to go to the Upside Down Castle and finish everything else, get 100%?
I would probably have to go to the Upside Down Castle and finish to 100%.
What about 75 or 80%?
It depends on the game. Like I played Tomb Raider, I got 100%, and I'm done. But there are still like little things that you can go back and find and build and grow from that. And I prefer not to have that. Like one of my favorite games of all time, and this is kind of goofy because it's not really like on the adult level.
My Little Pony, isn't it?
It's close. No, it's Lego Batman. Lego Batman is one of the funnest games I've ever... Lego Batman 2, actually. Lego Batman 2 is one of the funnest games I've ever played. But you get through the game, and at a certain point, you get 100%. But here's what I hate. When you get to the end of a game, like, and this is one thing I didn't like about the new Tomb Raider game, was I got it 100%, and I just got 100%. Like, that was my reward. The whole payoff
Did you get
for
the
it
credits?
was... Yeah, no, I got to the credits before I got to 100%.
Oh, okay.
I got to the credits, then I went back
Because
and finished up a
sometimes
couple
your reward is the
little-
credits.
Well, I was at like 96% or something. I finished the game, and then I went back and finished off the last couple little things and got the rest of then I got to 100%. And really, I was expecting when I got to 100%, like there was going to be fireworks and a blowjob or something. But no, I didn't even get so much as a bing, you win 100. Like I got nothing. They just went. I wasn't even sure. Like I got 100%, and I'm like, waiting for something to reward me, some sort of like affirmation that I just achieved this.
So your self-esteem is so low that you need a video game to tell you did a good job.
I really do. I really
Okay.
basically I need
Just checking.
something. I wanted like a high five or something to come out of, like I wanted the game to go, nice job, man. But no, basically it was
Okay.
just like, all right, you did it.
Hypothetically, you beat Tomb Raider, and then an hour later you get a knock on the door, and it's the British Secret Service or MI6 or somebody. You beat the game, you've got the skills it takes, we need you to go treasure hunting. Would you go?
I'm going to do what now?
Treasure hunting.
Treasure hunting? Yes! That's ideally,
So
because
that's the outcome you want.
no, I think everybody grows up with this like idea of we are better than what we actually achieve, and you want to like everybody has in their heart. Everybody feels like wherever you are in life, you know that you could have accomplished more. Like we all could have been Mark Zuckerberg. Like had we done things just a little bit differently, or had we committed ourselves, or had we not quit too soon on one thing or another, we
So,
all would be amazing.
Is there a homeless
Everybody
guy
feels
sitting
that.
there going, I could be Mark Zuckerberg?
There's a homeless
But
guy
instead,
that
I'm
truly
drinking this
believes that
Ripple.
he could be a billionaire. There's many of them. I think everybody who lives on the streets goes, if it hadn't been for that one thing, if it hadn't been for my ex-wife or this drug habit, like I would be amazing. Like everybody thinks that. Everybody feels that. And I think we're all right when we think that. We feel that. But truly, if like somebody knocked on my door and said, hey, you accomplished, because I'm clearly not the first person to get 100% on Tomb Raider.
Yes, but there's some mini quests that you finished that nobody usually gets done.
That's
That
what
was-
needs to happen. Somebody needs to knock on my door and go, we think you're as amazing as you think you are. Come with us. And I would go, sayonara, suckers. My kids would be like, where's dad? And nobody would know. I would just be off fighting missions in the UK or
But here's the
something.
question now. Would they send a stipend to the family to take care of them, or would you just be disappeared?
I do not care. I don't live there anymore. I have achieved greater, better things. Those suckers are on their own. They'll figure it out.
It's really interesting this conversation came up because I actually just finished reading, I think it was called Armada. It's the
Yes!
same author
Yes!
who does Ready Player
Yes.
One. And that's the whole premise. Like, the guy gets the high score, and
So basically,
he then died in
Yeah.
a shit factory explosion.
yeah. So basically, there's a
Then
it's
his son
there's
gets
gonna be an alien
recruited.
invasion.
Wait, are they going to make a movie out of this? Because otherwise, this
Supposedly.
is okay. Because otherwise, there's no point in telling.
Are
me.
they making Armada the movie too?
Supposedly,
Oh.
I haven't seen anything to confirm it. I've seen rumors.
Okay.
So basically, in this book, we found out there's an alien race that's on Uranus, Neptune,
It's a moon of,
Europa.
yes, Europa.
It's on Europa.
I know that I'm a giant child, but the word Uranus cracks me up.
Does it not crack
Yeah.
anybody up? Like,
Hey, Joel,
obviously, everybody
Joel,
laughs.
I kind of said it on purpose.
Wait, Joel, what's the seventh planet from the sun?
Pluto. Apparently, it's now a dwarf planet now. By the
Wait,
way,
here's the best part. Uranus is a gaseous planet.
so in this book, there's an alien invasion imminent. So to get the world ready, they basically used video games and movies to get us ready for it. And there's a game called Armada, where people were playing, and they don't know, but the people who get the high scores are the ones they recruit first to fight the aliens. So they basically ripped off The Last Starfighter slightly, but not really.
That was a pretty good book.
It was a good book. I like Ready Player One a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about the movie coming out because they've changed a bunch of stuff already.
Oh dear.
What you know what I like about the movie version of a book is there's a lot less reading to it.
You don't do audiobooks, do you?
No.
Oh, you need to.
Yeah.
You know what? I would, but I do like. I don't have a lot of time for anything in general, but I like audiobooks. The last audiobook I listened to was Dexter. Actually, Jeff Lindsay, I'm pretty sure was the author of that one. But here's the thing: when I listen to audiobooks, and it's the same thing when I listen to audio anything, I get antsy. I'm very I get too energetic to really sit and
Well,
listen.
that's
to
why you
anything.
listen to it on your run.
Well, no, but I do, and I listen to it. Why? That's oddly enough. I used to go to the gym. Oh, what's called the gym. No, it doesn't matter which specific gym, but I would go and I would
Gold's Gym.
listen to.
It was Gold Gym.
It was LA Fitness, if we have to name it. Which I don't want to promote them because their gym
Okay.
sucked.
LA Fitness sucks. Don't go there, listeners.
I don't know how Gold's Gym is either, though. So
Don't go there either.
Yeah, I'm not promoting anybody's gym.
Go to nature's gym. Go outside
Yes.
and walk.
Yes.
That's where that's
Thank
now
you.
my new gym. Is I go outside. It's always been my gym. I love going for runs, but I would go for runs and I would listen and I would turn on Dexter, which was, by the way, a fantastic book. But I really truly wish I would have sat down and read the book. But I never will. Can't read it while you're running. But while I'm running, I start to zone out a little bit. That's where I reach my nirvana. That's where my brain shuts off and I just go into my own little peaceful world where nothing is really happening around me. And I listen to music, but honestly, I'll run, and I run. Like I run. Like I don't. I don't run like marathon run.
You run like people
but-
chasing you.
No. I go my pace, and I get. I do like 9, 10,
Skirt little girl
12
pace?
miles and stuff, and I go for a good distance, but I'm not really in my brain. I'm not in my body. Like I just kind of just float away. Like I just kind of disappear. It's meditative for me.
Yes.
It really is. It's somewhere that I can go and I can be out on, and I love running on rainy days because people do not go out, and I don't have to. I'm just one of those people that naturally, when I'm out going for a jog or for a run or whatever, as I pass by somebody, I naturally start going hi, and I wave to them, and I I just want to be friendly, even though it's just one of those things that when people, when you drive past somebody, you don't acknowledge them.
And that's why I don't
but when
go
you
outside.
run past someone, there's just sort of it's a social contract that you just politely, it's like how motorcyclists
that's others
always
I don't
kind of
run.
give each other away.
I don't like social contracts.
Joel doesn't believe in social contracts.
It's
I
not-
do,
pretty sure.
Here's
but I
what
don't
you would
like
like about
believe
this.
enforced on it.
Is it's not one of those things. You run past somebody and you go hello, and that's it. Like you're not like how's your day, what's going on. You don't have time to stop and talk to them. You're running past each other, so you just kind of go. But I really don't I don't pay attention. If I'm running and I'm listening to music, I couldn't tell you the path. If you paused my playlist at that exact second, I couldn't tell you the song I listened to, and I couldn't tell you the past 5 songs I listened to. I'm just gone.
See, when I used to bike, I would go down to North Park and I'd do laps around the lake. It's 5 miles. And I remember one day I listened to a 3-hour podcast and I did like 30 miles.
But do you retain any of that information,
Yeah.
or do you see? I don't. For me,
And here's the thing: if I go back to listen to that podcast and I go to a random part, I can tell you where on the lake I was when I heard that part.
see, I don't. I'll catch bits and
impressive.
pieces and stuff.
My
But my brain disappears.
My podcast player on my phone occasionally will glitch, so I'll be listening in the car. I'll get home and I'll play, and I'll either start at the beginning or start like someplace random before where I was, and I can listen and tell you, oh, I was at the red light here. I need to go forward 5 minutes.
I have moments of that. There are certain things that happen that I can say, and I think everybody sort of has that, where like a song comes on and you go, oh, I remember this was on whenever I
Yeah.
was, whatever.
Unfortunately, also if I'm sick and I hear a song, like I'll hear that song and I'll remember being sick. I'm like, I don't like this song.
Sarah actually has this thing where there are certain foods she will not eat because when she was like 5, she will not eat shrimp to this day because she was like 5 or 6 years old or something like that, and she ate shrimp while she was sick and then she threw up. So now I can't have shrimp in the house because it reminds her of one time 30 years ago that she puked. Like it's just that
The body does that.
that muscle memory that you have, or
and
mental
you can
memory.
train yourself out of that. It really has to be worth it.
Right. Well, but she doesn't have any desire
Hey,
to get out.
get out of the
She's just-
bathroom.
Make sure the lid's shut on the
I cleaned the toilet too today.
Just in case anybody at home who's listening along forgot, there's a dog in the
Yeah,
house.
I cleaned the toilet too, so there. I use
Jonah's
Clorox
not
wipes.
drinking out of the
So
toilet.
I'm thinking your dog might like Clorox wipes, and there's something you need to talk to your dog about because I'm not being responsible for killing your dog. He licked
Hey.
that. I didn't make him lick it.
I have 2 questions for you, Joel. One is might have to be addressed next time, I guess. One, what is on the bottom of your table legs? Because Bongo was licking the bottom of the table legs.
Bacon
Last
grease.
No, I have no clue. That's a used table. So wait, which table?
Bacon grease.
In the living room
That
or
could be the bacon in the kitchen.
Bacon grease.
that could be
Could be
bacon.
bacon grease.
Yeah,
he,
could
was,
be
he
bacon.
was going.
Let's assume that everything from kitchen to living room is covered in bacon grease.
He was going to town on those table legs.
Yeah, all my cooking's done in there, so whatever hit the floor probably splashed onto that.
Okay, well that answers that. And then, 2, why do you have nothing in your fridge? Just wondering.
Have you looked in the freezer?
I get that all the time, but here's the thing.
Dead bodies.
I buy
Dead bodies.
food.
Insane.
I buy
bodies.
food that doesn't go bad.
Hence
because
the
I
tarps on the wall.
because I put it in the freezer. Because sometimes what will happen is I'll bring leftovers home and I'll forget about them. And on garbage day, I'm like, this is 2 weeks old. This can't be good. This needs to go thrown away. So I buy stuff that I can freeze, and then I thaw it beforehand.
Well, now we
So,
know.
I go to Sam's Club. I'll buy the big pack of chicken, ground meat, stew meat, and whatever else. I'll package in 1 pound increments and I'll freeze it. If I'm gonna cook that night before, I'll thaw it and use it. That way my stuff
you
doesn't
go.
go bad.
Do you know how like athletes and like people who work out excessively pre-plan their meals, where like they set everything aside and it's like it's brown rice and broccoli and chicken, and then they like pre-portion all this and then they freeze it so that they can then heat it up throughout the week and have it. That's Joel, except for Joel's eating foods like tacos and sour cream and
Tacos,
sausage patties.
yeah, stew, pizza.
Bacon.
Joel's like
Not a
meal
bacon.
prepping like an athlete, but like an athlete that doesn't ever leave his desk and just basically sits there and Googles YouTube videos of cats playing piano or whatever.
But yeah, I get that question a lot. Why there's nothing but beverages and sauces in my fridge?
Well, now we know.
Yeah, because like I said, if I make food and I put it in the refrigerator, I'll forget about it. And then when because I make sure now every Sunday when I do the garbage, look in the fridge when it's thrown out. Because I'll make food I'll make food for the week, and I'll forget like I had something going on. Like not last week, the week before last, I made beef stew, and the one day I had to go out to lunch because my coworker wanted to go, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Then the one day we had a meeting, so there's 2 lunches that I didn't use. Fortunately, I froze them, but normally if I put everything in the refrigerator, by the end of the week I'm like, oh, I've got 2 or 3 extra meals left over. And then I'll forget about them again, and then a week later I'm like, I definitely can't eat these now.
I can see that.
So,
Freezer bags are supposed to, like vacuum sealed bags are supposed to work pretty well.
yeah, I want to get a vacuum sealer, but I just haven't justified buying a vacuum sealer yet.
Yeah,
Well, your
they're-
birthday's coming up soon, so
I'll ask for that for my 40th birthday. A vacuum sealer.
Joel, you're
That-
turning
wow.
40 this year.
Yes, I am.
40. That's so old.
You gotta come up with something better.
Better than a vacuum sealer?
Yes, there's gotta be something.
Lap dance. No, there's no reason you can't ask for both, though.
That's true.
Well, if I ask for one thing only, people feel guilty and have to keep that one thing.
That's true. True. So just the lap dance.
And on that, folks, we're going to end this episode because we're going to start another one.
You always end the episode on whenever I say something inappropriate.
No, I end it whenever we hit the 35-minute mark.
All right, fine, whatever. All right, thanks for joining us. Tune in next week here at streamofconsciousnesspodcast.com. Be sure to follow us and like us on Facebook, Twitter, FM radio, FM PM Twitter box.
Player
Damn
FM.
it! Player FM.
Google Play.
Wow, I'm gonna tattoo it on my arm. I don't know why I can never
One
remember that one.
day. One day.
Nobody's following
My
us on
birthday.
Player FM.
You're
I
gonna
don't
do
even know
my
where
birthday.
that. Listen.
You're going to do it on my birthday, right?
How many episodes have we recorded?
57, 58.
50, 60 some episodes, and I still cannot remember Player FM. I've never even been on Player FM. I don't even think it's a real thing. I think you made it up just to screw with me. So
But I'd do that.
follow us on Facebook. Nobody's following us on anything other than Facebook anyways. And if you go on your phone or iPad, you can go onto the podcast app and search for streamofconsciousnesspodcast.com. Don't just go on Stream of Consciousness because those guys have a podcast also and they suck.
Don't know.
No, there's guys who have a
Oh, yeah.
Stream of Consciousness is a podcast, but ours is called Stream of Consciousness Podcast because we didn't know about them whenever we
Yeah.
named ourselves. So don't follow those a-holes. They're not even that interesting.
We're cooler.
Yeah. No,
Good night, folks.
Way
See
better.
ya.
All right. Love you. Bye-bye.